Hello and welcome again to your Balkanweek. We're back with you after a longish absence. And I'm here to talk to you today about the upcoming, this weekend, elections in Serbia. Now, the last time they had elections in Serbia was in 2017, and those elections gave a result. A majority went to Aleksandar Vučić, elected as president. He did not have to go to face a second round in those elections. A small proportion went to the opposition, with a clear lead behind one candidate, and other candidates receiving much smaller amounts. The result this year is going to look a lot like the result the last time around. In all likelihood, Vučić will receive a majority again, be confirmed in his post as president, and not have to face a second round. The main difference will be, first, that the opposition parties are less divided than they were the previous time around. So the opposition vote will not be divided up. Most of the opposition vote will go to Zdravko Ponoš, the leading opposition candidate. The rest of it will be divided among other candidates, none of whom probably will get more than 5%. The second difference between this year and 2017 is that this year, probably the ruling coalition behind Aleksandar Vučić is not going to have a monopoly on power the way that they did the last time around. There will be opposition representatives in a meaningful number in the parliament, and the opposition will make gains in cities, and in particular in the city of Belgrade, where they probably will not get a majority on the council, but they will have enough presence so that politics will come to life again in some form on the Belgrade City Council. If you look at the candidates, okay, there's Vučić. We know about Vučić. He has established a personalistic form of power, has an interesting kind of style that is a combination of ordinary folksiness and paranoia. This seems to work as a formula. He is likely to be reelected and will be the first, I think, of the politicians since Slobodan Milošević to have succeeded in establishing a monopoly of power around one person. The opposition column, the main opposition candidate is a former general and former head of the military chief of staff, Zdravko Ponoš. Zdravko Ponoš is, at first glance, a potentially appealing candidate. He looks normal. He acts normal. He doesn't have these signs of psychological storminess that Vučić tends to show. The limitation of Ponos is that he is a person without ideas, without programs, without character. He is a product of this ruling elite, and his ideas in no way differ from the ideas of the ruling elite. So as time has gone on and as he has presented himself to the public as a candidate, it's become apparent that he has less and less to offer. You could see him emptying out. As for the rest of the candidates, for the most part, these are satellites and clones of the ruling coalition and of Vučić. The one exception being Biljana Stojković, the candidate of an environmental and progressive coalition called Moramo, in emulation of the popular coalition in Croatia called Možemo. She will probably end up getting somewhere around 5%, will be the first or the second of the proper opposition candidates. But in sum, these are elections that will bring no choice for the people who are voting and no change as a result of the voting. And why is this happening? First of all, because you have a political system that is emptied of politics, in which there is no meaningful ideological contestation or contestation over the structure and functioning of the state. So choices about who to vote for in the elections are choices about who is best positioned to do favors for citizens if they come to power. And since that is clearly the party in power, the party in power is going to remain in power. And I think another thing that we see is if you're looking at things that are likely to change this situation, a great mobilization of younger voters or of other people who normally do not vote, an inspiration to people to leave the system of material incentives and change their minds about who to support in order to create a new state. You need an opposition that is offering some kind of new program, some kind of new concept, some kind of vision of the state. And once again, the opposition is not offering this which is why at the end of the day on Sunday, we're going to find a future that looks a whole lot like the recent past.